Hello, John aka Chicken Fillets here. Now recently I put out a post on my community tabs asking for you, the Chicken Fillets community, to give me ideas for a video. And I got loads and loads of ideas, so thank you very much, and I put it to a vote and we have a winner. So with this in mind, today we're going to look at 5 JRPGs that I wish I could experience again for the first time. Now before we begin with this one, I've put some self-imposed rules here because realistically I could have just given you the same old
Final Fantasy VII, Persona 4 Golden.
You know, the usuals. But you know what, this time I've had a wee think about it and I think the choices will surprise you. Now before we get cracking on, if you like JRPGs and hearing a wee Scottish guy talk about it, well please consider subscribing to the channel. Anyway, let's have a look.
Lost Sphere, the turn-based JRPG which was brought to us by the now defunct Tokyo RPG Factory and published by Square in Japan in 2017 and worldwide in 2018. Now in this turn-based JRPG, the world is disappearing in front of our eyes, and it's up to Kanata and his companions to restore the world with power of memories. Now you can see with this JRPG it wears its influences on its sleeves, with the likes of its battle system taking inspiration from Chrono Trigger. Now if you're unaware, Tokyo RPG Factory's main goal was to recreate the golden age of JRPGs. Now if you keep this in mind, why is this a game that I wish I could experience for the first time? Well, they succeeded in this goal. Playing Lost Sphere felt like a nostalgia trip for me. It reminded me about the first time I played Final Fantasy VII and the world map. The design of the game as well, with the character models, being able to walk across a world map, everything just stuck out for me. It's that feeling of nostalgia, that feeling of home that I would love to feel again with Lost Sphere. Lightning returns Final Fantasy XIII, and I can already hear people switching off the video. Let me get through the usual bump and then we'll talk about it. Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII is the third entry in the Final Fantasy XIII trilogy. It was released back on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 back in 2013 and 2014, and it did get a PC release as well. Now in this JRPG, the world has 13 days left before it is wiped out. And it's up to Lightning to save these souls on this world within the next 13 days. And the battle system is a mixture of ATB versus the Padagram system which was set up in Final Fantasy XIII. Okay, now you want to know why this is a JRPG I would love to experience again for the first time. Now let's be clear, Final Fantasy XIII is like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. So you can imagine what camp I'm on. What drew me in with Final Fantasy XIII was having that freedom to choose what missions and side quests that you wanted to do. I really enjoyed the tone of this game as well, and just the general exploration. I really loved it. Plus it was pretty funny that I could make Lightning cosplay as Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Also, in my eyes, I seen Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII was the blueprint for the likes of Final Fantasy XV for open exploration. I could be absolutely wrong, but that's how I see it in my eyes. Odin Sphere, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that last bit because I can never pronounce it. Now we'll be looking at the remastered version which released on the PlayStation Vita and PS4 back in 2016. Now in this side-scrolling action JRPG we follow several protagonists in a warring continent known as Irion. The action JRPG combat is fast-paced and super slick, and with multiple different characters that you will play as during your time with this game, the combat styles will change up. So why is this a JRPG that I wish to experience again for the first time? Well, first of all, it has to be said, with this being a vanillaware game, the actual aesthetics drew me in for the first time. It really stands out. I had never played a game that looked this gorgeous, played this slick, and had an amazing story behind it. And the other sense of achievement that I felt when completing a character's story arc and then moving straight on to the next one. I never felt that I needed a break from the game. I just wanted to get back into it and get cracking on with the next story. When a game hooks you in that much, you can understand why you want to feel this experience again. Now, all that Vanillaware really need to do is get this released on other consoles. It would be a perfect fit for the Nintendo Switch, wouldn't it? NieR Automata, the Platinum Games action JRPG masterpiece. Then the game was originally released on PS4 back in 2017, with further ports to Xbox One, the likes of Nintendo Switch, and it's available on PC as well. And in this action JRPG, we will be following 3 androids known as 2B, 9S and A2 in their war against machine life forms. Now, with this being a Platinum Games JRPG, you can expect slick, fast-paced combat. So why is this a JRPG that I would love to experience again for the first time? Now, if you've kept eyes on the channel for a while, you'll know that NieR Automata is one of my all-time favourite JRPGs. NieR Automata is the complete package. Everything about this I would absolutely love to experience again. One thing which always sticks out is the story. The story will pull your heartstrings. The way that this story is presented through these multiple protagonists, and not only seeing their struggles unfold, but their development as characters. Also, the likes of the genre-shifting battle system. So what I mean by this is 1 minute you'll be having a battle in a 3D landscape, when the next minute it'll go into a 2D side-scrolling battler. Another moment I would absolutely love to relive is when you first enter the ruined city and hearing that soundscape music kick in. The soundtrack for this fills me with utter nostalgia. It is a breathtaking soundtrack. Now, with everything said and done, let's look at some honourable mentions. Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth. Now, in this turn-based JRPG from Bandai Namco, we are following our protagonist as they are looking to solve the mysteries of the digital world known as Odin. And in this, you will be using your Digimon companions in turn-based battle. So why would I like to experience this game for the first time again? Well, to be honest with you, this is the game which got me excited for monster hunting style JRPGs. I fell off the wagon with Pokemon a long time ago and it just did not interest me. But this JRPG had a really fantastic story and it drew me right in. So it's that excitement I would love to feel again with a monster hunting game. Tokyo Xanadu, the action JRPG from Falcom. This was originally released on the PS Vita with a further port to PlayStation 4 and it's finally coming to the West on Nintendo Switch. And in this we will be following our protagonists in their battle against monsters in a realm known as the Eclipse. So why would I want to experience this again for the first time? Now, I had not long got into Falcom games with the likes of Ys and the likes of Trails of Cold Steel. Every time a JRPG released for the PS Vita, I was there day one. The utter excitement for these games were always there for me. Nowadays, with my busy lifestyle, work, etc., I don't get that same excitement that I would with newer releases, unless it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Plus, it's an awesome game, isn't it? Crosscode, the indie action JRPG from Radical Fish. The game originally released on PC, but it's now been ported to pretty much everything. It's on Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox, you name it. Now in this we follow our heroine known as Leah, in the fictional MMO RPG Crossworlds, who's trying to find out the reasons for her amnesia and why she can't talk. The action combat is an utter blast to play as well. You'll be firing bullets left, right and centre. You'll be punching the enemy right in the face in close combat as well. So why would I want to experience this JRPG for the first time again? Look, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I really have neglected indie games for the longest time. But what Crosscode really did was open up my eyes to indie games. Because indie developers are really passionate about their products. Another point I would absolutely love to experience again with this is the emotion which was portrayed through the pixel art. I never had seen anything like this before. It is utterly outstanding and I would love to experience that again. So with everything said and done, let's look at the number one pick. Pokemon Gen 1. So this is Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow. Now in the UK we got Pokemon Red and Blue on the Game Boy back in 1999. And then the Pokemon Pikachu Yellow Edition was released in the UK in 2000. And in this game, of course, we are going to be the very best that no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. Yeah, I'm sorry. This right here had the original 151 Pokemon that you could catch. And it had the turn-based combat system where you will put your Pokemon to the test and battle other trainers. So why is this a JRPG I would love to experience again for the first time? Now this is down purely to nostalgia. You've got to understand that when this game originally released, I was still in primary school. It was everything which came hand in hand with this utterly worldwide phenomenon. The utter excitement that you could have with this game, talking to your friends about the Pokemon that you've caught, taking your Game Boy to school, trading Pokemon with the link cables. Remember them? The fun of actually battling your friends as well with the link cable was just amazing for back then, especially with a Game Boy. There is a reason why Pokemon is the biggest and most well-known franchise in the world. And it all started because of Pokemon Red and Blue. It also fills me with nostalgia for personal reasons with the likes of Pokemon Yellow, because I always remember going on a family holiday over to the United States, to Florida, and we actually picked up Pokemon Yellow on the Game Boy from a Toys R Us. And I was big into my Pokemon. I remember having posters of all the original 151 Pokemon on my wall, the likes of watching Ash Ketchum's journey on Sky 1 every morning before school. And then on top of the games you had all the Pokemon trading cards. And mate, if anyone has a shiny Charizard who wants to trade for a Pokemon and a Weedle, then give me a call. And listen, I didn't really follow on from Pokemon Red and Blue, you know, I didn't go for Silver and Gold, etc. My heart was always with the original games. It's only recently that I've got back into Pokemon, and that was due to Pokemon Legends Arceus of all games. But yes, coming away from memory lane, yes, this is the number one pick, Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow, Generation 1, and yes, it is the best generation. So there we have it, 5 JRPGs I wish I could experience again for the first time. Which JRPG would you love to experience again for the first time? You know what to do, leave a comment down below. Now if you like what you're hearing and seeing on this channel, please help me grow it by liking, sharing and subscribing. And if you want to be kept up to date with everything Chicken Fillets, please hit that notification bell. This has been John, aka Chicken Fillets, and until next time, tatty bye.